leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions, we'll get away, this is what we waited for.
Hello, welcome to Cruise Travel and Explore with Stickman Steve. Thanks for joining me today. Today is day 8 and we're in Barbados. Now, I explained in the last vlogs, if you were looking for vlog 7, unfortunately I lost all the content, so I've skipped from 6 to 7. We had a Marella excursion booked called Barbados E-Bike Tour, and we also had a second excursion booked, which was a sunset cruise, but I'm going to talk more about that later on what happens. Now, this excursion, we booked it while on the cruise ship. We didn't book this prior to arriving on the cruise ship, and the reason is that we already had an excursion booked with an external company. But about a week before, they sent us an email saying if we could meet 15 minutes earlier in the port, and we were a bit concerned that we wouldn't make it in time, so we cancelled the external excursion and then booked this one instead, and it's for 4 hours and it was £48. But when you when you book this excursion, you've got to go downstairs and sign a waiver form, which I've put a copy there for you to have a look at. Good morning, this is day 8. We are off to breakfast, probably going to go to the kitchens, and then we've got an excursion. We've got a bike ride today, an e-bike ride around Barbados. I think we have to meet it, is it 8:40?
Yeah, that's 8.
So in about 20 past 8 we need to be there, and that's for 4 hours, and then once we come back from that, we're then off on another excursion. I think about 3:45 we're doing a sunset cruise. So that's it for today. I'm hoping I can film as much as I can. I've got a clamp for the bike, but I'm unsure whether I can put it on. I have asked, and it's the sort of answer is yes and no, so we'll wait and see what happens. So if I can't get any good footage with the bike, then I'm gonna have to film when we do our stop-offs. So I'll try and film as much as I can, and look forward to you coming along. Looking very sporty there, Ron. Very sporty.
Keep everybody safe, because obviously we are going to be out on the roads. So when we're out today, I'm always going to be at the front of the group, and then either James or Angie will be at the back of the group, so nobody between either of us. Keeping roughly a meter's distance apart, so myself, just Angie, just here, and always in single file order.
At the beginning of the vlog, I mentioned a waiver form. It's not just a waiver form, there's also a form there that you fill in about your weight, your size, etc. So when you're ready to step onto your bike's already adjusted for you, the height of the seat and the handlebars. So you need to go down before your bike excursion the day before, but you'll get a letter telling you what to do. So we had to meet at 8:30 for the excursion, but they asked you to arrive there 15 minutes beforehand, and this was our first stop, but I'm not quite sure where it is. My apologies again, this is our second stop off, and again I don't know where this is either. Now we're coming up for our first stop, which is Bats Rock Beach, and there's a restaurant there. You can get food, drinks. Also as well, when you're stopping up at these points, so certainly this restaurant anyway, there's a security guard there, and he is there to look after the bike, so you can wander off without worrying about where your bikes are. We had around about 45 minutes here in total, and the guy working behind the bar was really nice. We had such a good laugh with him, really friendly, and there's a beautiful beach there as well with a little park just next to it.
It's too hot to cycle.
It's
too far to.
Far too hot. You don't look good once you've been cycling.
You have a plan.
Yeah.
Right around, then have a beer after.
Cold beer. That's the best beer I've had.
My instructor that you guys are coming, right?
A Banksy cold Barbados beer. I had to try and think where I was there. I forgot it. So I done a 2-hour bike tour, and we stopped off this little amazing bar on the beach and having a cold beer.
Hey guys, you are busy right now. Can I talk about this? Oh man!
The beer going down.
Yeah. Too good. So nice. Nice cold. I can actually have a couple of more of those.
Yeah. Very nice.
The first one I could actually just swig back.
Oh yeah.
But I think I'm up for another beer.
Up for another beer?
How about you?
Yeah, I'm up for another beer.
No, I'm fine. Not too good. What time are we? What time will we be back for? Is it 1?
Whoa, yeah, 12:15 was set up. I think they estimated it was about 1:45.
Okay.
So we can always go and get something to eat and get ready for the pattern around.
cruise.
You get picked up at 3:45 for that one, don't you?
Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run. This is what we waited for. Oh yeah. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out.
Like there is no tomorrow. I want to be like him. Literally Cabane.
No doubt. Be free with me. Be free. Be free with
Were you in a ton?
She does this all the time. Every time we take a bike. She look, rucksack. Told us to buy a decent sized rucksack so she could carry all the stuff. What does she do? She buys a fancy designer one.
It's not fancy designer, it's Zara.
And I buy undesigner big backpack so I can carry things.
He says wearing his Adidas.
But I carry my rucksack and I carry her rucksack. That's true love, that. Okay, I just thought I'd give you a bit of information. When you stop at these points on your e-bikes, you don't need to look after your bike. There's a security gentleman there that looks after your bike. So he will lock them all up and look after the bikes for you. So you can go away, enjoy yourself and don't have to worry about it.
I just wanna make you mine. Mine, mine, mine. Mine. Mine, mine, mine. I just wanna make you mine. Mine, mine, mine. Mine. Mine, mine, mine. I just wanna make you mine. Mine, mine, mine. Mine. Mine, mine, mine. I just wanna make you mine. I just wanna make you. I just wanna make you. I just wanna make you. Mine. Mine, mine, mine. Mine. Mine, mine, mine. I just wanna make you mine. Mine, mine, mine. I just wanna make you. I just wanna make you. Mine, yeah. Mine, yeah. Mine, yeah. Mine, yeah. I just wanna make you mine, yeah. Mine, yeah. I just wanna make you. I just wanna
Hey?
You okay?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, put your ring down.
Yo. It smells good.
Next bit of the house.
Okay, our next stop off is Rihanna Drive, and where the famous singer Rihanna used to live with her family until the age of 16. We spent around about 15 minutes here in total.
Rihanna comes from Barbados. Down this street just here is her birth home on the right hand side. If you take a little walk down, you see the little placard outside the house where she was born. You have some photos. Obviously Rihanna is one of the most famous recording artists across the globe. So I highly recommend going down and grabbing some photos. So it's just down here on the right hand side.
Does she still own it all?
Probably not, I don't know.
Absolutely.
It's all protected now, not to worry.
I actually didn't know she was from Barbados. I didn't know that. I didn't know. So I just thought she was American. I didn't realise.
It's one of those chase questions.
Yeah.
The minute they start, which Barbadian singer? You know it's Rihanna.
Yeah, it is.
Just had a whole street named after her.
That's right. Must be pretty cool for the residents here, the ones you know that used to live next door to her
Yeah.
and looked after.
A lot of them remember her.
Wonder if she ever comes back. Cool bar. We're on the street by where Rihanna found it out. Actually got to get a picture of me here outside it. But it's there, I've just shown you on camera. So yeah, we're expecting to stay here, and then the street's been named after
Rihanna Drive.
Rihanna Drive, and apparently she comes back and she does a lot for the community. And the house that we just filmed is the house that she first lived in. It's got a plaque outside the house corner. It's cool.
Without looking at the statue behind me, does anyone know what this ground's famous for? Oh, lad. Yeah, no. So this is the Kensington Oval Cricket Ground, very famous cricket ground. bikes here just a second.
Yeah.
We need to go back into security.
Okay, we're back from our excursion. 4 hours in total. Gemma absolutely loved the excursion. I wasn't overly keen. I have a sensory disability and I came off my bikes almost a couple of times and I shouldn't have gone on it. But if you haven't got any sensory disabilities, you absolutely love it. Now, this was the excursion that never happened. It was a Marella excursion and it was a sunset Caribbean cruise that we booked. And we booked this prior to the Marella cruise. Now, we never went on this excursion because it was cancelled, but we didn't know it was cancelled. Now, I've not mentioned this on the other vlogs that I've done, but we've already had 3 other excursions cancelled Marella, and they will put a note underneath your cabin door. So when you enter your cabin, the note's on the floor and you'll see it, so you know the excursion's cancelled. Now, this one, we didn't have that. When we got back from the bike tour, we went and got something to eat, got changed and got ready for the excursion that we had planned. We went down to the cruise port because we had to meet there, and we waited about 45 minutes to an hour and no one turned up. So of course we're very angry, very frustrated. We don't know what's going on. We got back to the ship, went to guest services and said to them that we were supposed to have an excursion. Can you tell us what happened? They said the excursion was cancelled, and we said, well, we don't know about this, we've not been told. He said, well, you have been told. We're like, we haven't been told. We don't know anything about this excursion being cancelled. So we had a bit of a disagreement on this side, and obviously we got really frustrated because we could have gone back out to Barbados and spent the afternoon going to a beach, having a walk around, but instead we got ready for an excursion that never happened. Now, Marella swore blind that they told us, and the note was put under our cabin door. We said that it wasn't. So Gemma went back up to the room, went and had a look around. There was no note on the floor or no note on the bed. What they'd done had actually put the cancellation note on the desk in the cabin, and also we'd ordered a laundry to be washed. Now, the laundry bag was placed on top of the note on top of the desk, so we never saw the cancellation cancellation of this particular cruise. So we were really frustrated about this. We went down and complained and said, look, this should have never been placed on the desk. It should have been placed under the cabin door, so we would have known about it. I think we were frustrated because there was a lack of empathy on this and no apology, and it took a good half an hour before we got an apology off Marella. We were really frustrated with what we got here. We got no compensation apart from obviously the excursion being cancelled, and we didn't get an apology till much later on. So be careful when you book excursions. A lot of them get cancelled. Well, they did with us on the Caribbean cruise. We had 4 excursions cancelled, so it's just prior warning.
I think that's potato. I think that's potato, and that's the haggis in between.
Double carbs.
Double carbs, but yeah, it tastes like a shepherd's pie. It's really nice. Get that again.
Yeah.
And I think that's a whiskey sauce. Can't taste the whiskey.
No.
But again, I was very drunk last night. It probably is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really nice. I like that. Lovely. Yeah, good choice.
Do you want to try a bit of mine, hon?
Yes, is that okay?
That's fine. I feel a bit guilty over the fact I've got quite a good portion size of yours.
I know. Though my chicken kiev does look very nice.
Let's go in the centre because that's where all the garlic should be.
Where all the good stuff is.
All the good stuff. Nothing coming out.
Nothing coming out?
Nothing coming out. I think think it's lacking garlic butter. There's no garlic butter.
What about parsley? Is there any parsley in there?
It's really nice, but it's lacking garlic butter. There's nothing.
Oh yeah, it's a
tiny little bit, but there's not enough.
It's a bit empty, that, isn't
really
it?
empty. I'm quite disappointed by that. What you did to cut it, and it all the garlic butter would come out.
Too used to the Sainsbury's Kievs now, aren't you?
It's very nice though. It's nice and fresh, but it needs garlic butter.
Please don't.
If I'm going,
You weren't meant to be filming me.
if I'm on camera, you're going on camera.
No. I don't know what I'm meant to say. Oh, very nice. You're going to be very jealous when you try it.
Have I had polenta before?
You have had polenta before, but you always have issue with the name of polenta.
Yeah, it reminds me of something else.
Yeah. But it's not placenta, it's polenta, definitely.
Just to show you, there's no garlic butter in the chicken Kiev. You love being on camera, don't you?
Just got awkward straight away.
Lemon cheesecake. No, it's not lemon cheesecake, is it? It's lemon tart. Okay. It's not bad. Drinking there, Run?
I'm having a Mason's gin with elderflower tonic.
Very nice. Cheers. I think I'm having a Rob Roy. Is that what I'm going for? Yeah, it is.
That's what I've ordered for
Yeah. Rob Roy, which is Chivas Regal, Sweet Vanille.
And Angostura bitters.
That's it. That's what I'm going for, hon. Quite strong. It's nice, isn't it? Sweet and bitter, just like me.
Sweet and bitter.
Yeah, more sweet than bitter. But yeah, bit of both. Chin chin.
We're off to the Sweden anchor, but before we go there, we're going through Plata. Now, this particular restaurant, we only saw about 5 people here on the 2-week cruise. We think it's because where it's actually located, it's more of a pass-through. If you want to see any of the menus or drinks menus, if you head over to the Facebook group, which is Cruise Travel and Explore, they're all uploaded there. Also, if you can press that subscribe button on YouTube, I'd be so grateful. Doesn't cost a penny, completely free.
Sit one in. And I forgot, we played this today. Not sure what it's called, what you do, but we played it today. So yeah, we did that as well. So now we're just going to bed. We're on deck 6. Right, we are going to bed. I apologise today, I've not done much filming at all, and it's very difficult filming with the instant camera in cabin. Yeah, and I found it draws quite a lot of attention. So I'm going to start filming more during the day with the GoPro. With this, no one seems to look at me, and it's not because they're looking at me, they're looking more at the camera. So I feel quite anxious to film it because I'm still not 100% comfortable yet doing the vlogs. So I'm going to film more on the GoPro during the day and use the Insta camera when I'm going on excursions, so that way I can get more footage during the day and more footage for you at the restaurants and what I'm doing during the day. Been to the Latitudes restaurant today, and we went to Flutes. We had a drinking Flutes as well.
That's good enough then.
It's a good anchor, which I've got.
Right, that's the end of the vlog. I just want to say a big thank you for watching my vlog. Next vlog will be day 9, and it's a sea day. I just want to ask one more favour. If you could press that subscribe and like button, you'd be doing me a huge favour. It doesn't cost a penny, completely free. Thank you.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We